All right, what's going on, everyone? We are back with all sorts of changes this week. I have a lot less hair on my head. There's another video feed as a strange figure approaches.
Hello.
But still the same two fucking idiots, to be fair.
Pretty dumb.
So, a couple things before we get into the episode that I completely fucking forgot to tell you about, and I kept meaning to. And then all in the same span of time, it's like they just shit down our throats. So they announced a Mandalorian open world-ish. The way they described it sounded more like Jedi Survivor. Mandalorian game where you're not playing the Mandalorian, but you're playing your own Mandalorian. You get to use whatever weapons, do bounties, whatever, right? Sounds super cool. Literally not even 2 weeks after they announced this game, it got canceled and the studio got shut down, or the team that was working on it got fired.
I remember seeing something about this, but why?
So Theory did a video on this because he, has people around that he talks to within the industry. And what he was told was basically that that Disney wanted to get out of the contracts that they had with these companies, but because of the contracts, they can't just get out of them. But I guess the company that they had signed with could get out of them. And so basically the way that they were getting around this was, I think he said that as of right before, these companies were having to pay like 22% of the profit or whatever to Disney for using the license and all of the stuff, right? So it's already a lot. And basically their way to get out of these, I think the way that I understood it, was basically raising either that fee or adding other fees that these small studios, I mean, Respawn's not a small studio, but it could be bigger impacting than it is. Basically raising the fees and stuff that these companies would have to pay to make a Star Wars game to the point where they just couldn't pay for it, and they would cancel their own projects to get out of these contracts. And with all of the layoffs and all of the whatever's going on in the gaming industry, it's not a surprise. The KOTOR remake could be up in the air because I think the studio that was working on it is getting bought or sold. I guess one and the same, but something is happening with it, and who knows what's going to happen to that at this point. But this could potentially affect all Star Wars games going forward because they're going to be limiting it so much. So what's stupid is now that the EA exclusivity deal is done and over with, well, now we just have this other, like, their
exclusive deal.
Yeah, but then they're like roundabout way making it exclusive, and people think that they're gearing up for whatever they're doing with Epic Games because they invested $1 billion into Epic Games. So Epic doesn't have to pay Disney anything, from what we understand, to use the Star Wars stuff because they're like kind of in a partnership, I guess. And people think that, like, what they announced was kind of like some weird Star Wars experiences within the Fortnite universe, I guess, of stuff. So I don't know. It's fucking
like a huge ass like digital park,
something like that. Nobody knows. That's just what the images look like. But it sucks because, like, the Star Wars fan base is already typically pretty divided on everything, and that Mandalorian game was something that people have been waiting on since the first season of Mandalorian kind of did so well. And then they announced this really cool sounding idea, and it's being done by Respawn, a studio that people like and can trust for the most part. And then, like, before you can even, like, soak it in, it gets fucking canceled and closed down. That's crazy.
Wonder if like a bigwig like EA type got wind of it and like bought them out.
I don't know. Disney is also, I guess, in the works, supposedly, of shutting down Disney Plus, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's been popular. But I guess they want to consolidate to Hulu, which is why I guess Echo came out recently, and it was on Disney Plus and Hulu, I think, from what I understand. Which doesn't make sense to me, because if you have two successful platforms, that's just twice as much money.
It's also dumb because I've been seeing Disney shows show up on so many different platforms. It's just that you have to like buy the episodes or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to me how I mean, Star Wars is big to us, but it's not big to everybody. But in terms of like IPs and film properties, especially, Star Wars is massive, and it is so poorly handled almost in every single situation that it could be, it is. And it is just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you think about the amount of movies that get announced that never come out. Like I think it was Penny Jenkins doing the Rogue Squadron show or movie. They had the whole big trailer, the big reveal. Hey, we're doing this X-Wing pilot show or movie or whatever. And then she had all this story about her dad and whatever. Never fucking came out. You never hear anything about it. The Rey movie. Who fucking knows if that's ever going to come out because it's so far away? They could say anything at any point is going to come out, and you can't take any of it with any sort of value. And that sucks. You have no idea what to look forward to because 60% of the time they announce something, nothing ever actually happens with it. So that sucks.
Yeah.
EA.
Like Disney's in such a shakeup right now.
Oh god, yeah, I know. I like. It's nice that a company that has the money to do stuff is doing stuff at least, but it would be nice if a company or a studio or whatever that like really cared about it as its thing was actually handling the Star Wars content, and it not just being one of their many properties that they're trying to push stuff out of. I don't know. It's a mixed bag, I guess, of crap, but.
Well, have you heard? I keep hearing that like George Lucas is coming back to direct something.
Oh, who the hell knows? I feel like we've been hearing that for a while at this point, and there's no fucking telling.
I feel like I've seen a couple of posts. I can't remember what it was. It's like he's coming back to direct. I don't think it was like the Rey trilogy, but it was like something. I don't know. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm not against the Rey movie. Let's see what they do with it, but give me just 1 second. Let me go grab something, and then we'll start this episode. Got my drink. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready as I can be.
Zeroed out. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, what the hell? It's like right as I was gonna click my little play pause button, it all disappeared. All right.
I'll just zero out again.
Try again. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go. And 3, 2, 1, go. That's fucking stupid. It's like literally, it's like right as I said one, my all my little controls disappeared.
Yeah, what are you at? I'm at 17.
Tell me the remaining time because you could see it counting down. 26:34, 26:33,
26:27.
So yeah, you're I guess a smidge ahead of me. 26:24, 26:23, 26:22.
1918.
1918?
I don't know.
Did you skip the intro?
No.
Looking at Omega.
Omega with the doll.
Yeah. Close enough.
Old Omega.
Man, we really just skipped ahead. Because it was like nighttime on a moon. What a weird... What a weird place to skip.
What do you mean?
You would think that we would have like an initial conversation, reaction, like exchange of some sort.
No, they're not going to give us what we want.
And we're supposed to just assume, oh,
There's the droid you were asking about.
AZ, yeah. Is he practicing? Just shoot with your other hand. Although I guess a shaky. Well, I don't know. Are they supposed to trust you? You tried to catch them on fire in a jet engine. They don't trust me. I only tried to incinerate them and kill them on multiple occasions.
If it's an Echo, do we get a Rex? Echo.
Echo? What? Echo wasn't there when Tech died, was he? It was just
I
the
don't think so,
small
no.
group of them.
Yeah, he had already peeled off.
Wouldn't they be able to track that?
I feel like they could. Uh-oh.
Mm.
Maybe he already knows.
What's he gonna wear? He doesn't have any armor.
We all go.
I mean, hell, she got herself out. At this point, you should
Yeah.
just be like, you know what? All right,
She's there.
capable enough. That's funny. Oh yeah, I guess he got that Imperial all black armor that he was wearing.
It would have been nice for like a thank you wrecker.
That's just not the type of person he is. I think even if he has a mentality change or a viewpoint change, he doesn't communicate in that way, I guess. What the so they just all already had a tech conversation. We get to fucking see that either. No, we're going back here, huh? Interesting. This is where he woke up.
Echo?
Crosshair.
Uh,
This is where he helped. I don't remember what his fucking name was.
that one dude, he killed that one other guy over.
Yeah, where he carried him all the way back just for the officer to let him die, so he killed the officer.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the original Bad Batch coloring. This is kind of frustrating. Because I feel like he's like really drumming it up when it's not really necessary, but also if either of them would just open their mouths in any capacity and I guess mainly Crosshair. Yeah, I was here and I killed all the raiders. That's how I know. I was here at some point.
He's being like really standoffish.
It's like intentionally coming across sketchy. It's gonna be like a snow worm, like a snow crate dragon. What the hell was that guy's name? All I can think about is Bowser, but that was not his name. Was someone with an H? The dude that he was with here.
I can't remember. That was last season.
Look it up.
I love how in the Star Wars universe, no matter how old it is, it always has power.
It's all on that sweet solar power, baby. Mayday. His name was Mayday.
That's what I said.
It's kind of cool getting to see like a previous location again, now that it's all abandoned. Oh, it's his helmet.
Bowser's helmet?
Mayday.
Mayday.
I don't think that crate's big enough, pal. God, I'm gonna need Hunter to relax. Oh, don't turn him off. Sandworm? Crate dragon? Worm? Snow thing? I feel like this dog just replaced Hunter because this whole thing was like senses and tracking, and now the dog's like, useless.
He hasn't really been using his abilities at all.
It's really bugging me that my internet has been all over the place. It's like I streamed all of the Enshrouded stuff with no real problems, and then doing this, it's like dipping and going back up and dipping and going back up all over the place. Right over there. So I guess they didn't talk about Tech because the whole reason that Tech died was because they responded to the message that he sent, right?
I think so.
Really was like an ice worm thing. Yeah, it's like an ice crate dragon thing. Well, worm? Worm? Oh, I guess they rerouted the power from the sensors to the terminals. Oh, yeah, they literally showed us that at the beginning of the episode. Dispatcher know how to count?
He responds to orders.
Jeez. Ooh, that looks good. God, he digs fast. That effect doesn't look particularly great. That, like, rumbly snow look. I mean, even if he could shoot accurately, I feel like...
Not doing much.
No, like what would... Does he running around in one of the tunnels made by that thing, I guess? It's like an old fucking crank flashlight.
Yeah. I still feel like stormtroopers would have been really cold in like Arctic temperatures. I mean, they have like a skin tight, like insulated armor with some plastic on top.
Yeah. Funny that that's like Crosshair's little companion at this point.
But I think it also shows the trust in Crosshair
Yeah.
because Omega's a little companion.
I feel like they would have put signs around that say like large death worm past the
Yeah.
perimeter, stay within or something, you know?
Don't deactivate. Huge ice worm will kill.
So then they wouldn't have disabled it to begin with.
Thank you.
Him, that dog. That's funny.
I know Crosshair's got his dirt, but he's growing on me.
To be fair, that started happening last season. They've done a really good job with his like character arc. And at first you're like, it's kind of silly, but um all all the motivations and stuff were crossed there on both sides. You kind of understand. If those other clones were worth anything, they would also get out of there. You're a kid and you got out. What's their excuse?
They had training. You don't.
Yeah. I guess that's the ignorance of it.
I think also they're all drugged, and she wasn't.
Yeah, true. She had special privileges. Privileges. So you're gonna bury all their helmets? Kill Crosshair with a shovel? I feel like that could have been a bit more. I would have liked a little bit longer of a proper exchange given everything that they've fucking been through. And I guess you could say that's one of two things, and either being like, they've been through so much shit, so like, it is what it is, just forget about it kind of thing.
Damn, that was it, huh?
I'm still really, 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 really irritated that we didn't get a tech reveal.
I forget how like short these episodes are.
And it's like they even said, oh, without tech, and then they all look down. Like they all had the conversation off screen, which is frustrating. And then that little conversation right there at the end, I wish was longer and a little bit more of like an emotional exchange, I guess, between them. Because they would have had such a long history, I feel like there almost would have been more conversation for what it was. Especially aside from all the things that Crosshair has done in the Empire, just the things that he tried to do to him, like Hunter and the team.
Yeah.
And again, maybe like, have they not had the tech conversation? Because then Crosshair made the comment about risking his life to send the message, and then Hunter ignored it. But that's, I feel like I'm confused. Am I like misremembering the message? Because they blew up part of that base.
But I also wonder if maybe Crosshair might have gotten like information while he was in prison on like that mission, and maybe he already knew about tech, and they're just kind of like blase blah about it at this point.
I don't know. I don't know. It was still good, but I am a little annoyed as to how they handled the reuniting of the group, and not in a like, oh, this is the first time they've met. Like, Crosshair clearly is done with the Empire based on what he just said. Like, yeah, I thought I knew what I was getting into with them, and it ain't that. So I think he's done with the Empire completely at this point, which I think it was clear enough, but he said it basically out loud. And he gets to reunite into the group as a member of the group, and it just didn't feel as big of a thing as it should have after 2 seasons. And
Him saving Hunter and Omega and all them wasn't enough for you?
no,
Heh.
no. Um,
But I feel like that's his arc, his story. Like, you are destined to just not like him, but he's always meant to fight to win your approval.
I don't know. I think, especially with the kind of emotional screen time that they're trying to give him, I think he's probably dead this season. As a way to atone for the stuff that he, in his mind, has done that he is clearly thinking about at this point.
Well, theoretically, it's the last season, so they could all die.
They all could, but
else.
that doesn't feel like a very Disney thing to do. Granted, I guess one of the first Star Wars things that Disney did was kill every main character in Rogue One. But I don't know. I don't know.
Forget about that.
I don't know. I'm not. I felt better about last week's episode, which some would have considered like a filler episode, than I did that episode, to be honest. I don't think that episode really gave me the satisfaction that I wanted out of the reuniting, which we kind of got that from the first few seconds where they skipped the entire interaction of them talking. A whole night passed, and then he left. They traveled to a planet, and we didn't see any of it. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point we're not going to get that dialogue about tech.
No, especially because they brought it up, and you're like, let's have a moment of silence. All right, let's continue. It's like, fuck you. Have the conversation. And again, maybe like, God, I don't know. It's good. Maybe like maybe I've missed it at this point, but that seems like two big conversations that needed to happen was Crosshair and Hunter talking about everything that had happened, and the group as a whole kind of having some sort of exchange about tech. And it's weird to me that neither of those things really happened. You could say like the Crosshair Hunter thing happened, but it was little and quick, and Hunter almost came off like he didn't want to be even talking, having a conversation in the first place. It's like, look, we've all done stuff. Shut up. See ya. I don't know. I'm curious to see, because we know in the trailers we saw Cad Bane and Finnick, I think, and then Gregor, or at least Wolf and Rex, and probably Cody. So we still have a lot of characters to show up.
Cody was supposed to be showing up at least, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about Gregor, but I know Wolf was still in his clone armor. I thought in the trailers.
It sounds like they're figuring out this like clone base, and they're gonna go do a massive attack like on their, like, to free their brother. So I bet like if they do that, then we'll see like all the big names.
Maybe, but are you to say that all of these clones have gone AWOL and are now kept on Tantus? Or is Rex already in contact with like Wolf and some of these other guys, and he's part of the like little coalition that Rex is running around, and maybe they're already a part of it.
Yeah, like a secretive like clone, like coalition. They're hearing about their brothers being oppressed, and they're gonna be like attack them.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then we're gonna see Wolf, we're gonna see Cody, we're gonna see Gregor, we're gonna see all of them.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't really have anything else on this episode.
That's all for me.
All right, we will be back around doing the same nonsense next week around 7:30. So we appreciate you being here. We will see you next week.